I'm Eric Schumacher-Rasmussen. I'm the editor and VP of streamingmedia.com, and I'm here at the inaugural Northern Waves TV conference in Oslo, and I'm here with Magnus Svensson from Ivan Technologies from Sweden. Hi, Magnus.
Hi, Eric. Nice to meet you again.
You as well, and you just gave a presentation on server-side ad insertion.
That's correct.
Specifically how it's been implemented between broadcasters and operators in Sweden. Could you talk a little bit about
I can do it. What I did and what I've been involved in the last 2 or 3 years, it's been a cooperation between the broadcasters and operators in Sweden to align the way we're doing ad stitching and server-side ad insertion. It started off, I believe it was Bonnier that contacted the rest of the broadcasters in Sweden and say, hey, let's figure out how to do server-side ad insertion and let's figure it out together. So the operators and our part is a lot easier once we implement this together. It's been a long journey, especially since GDPR came into the picture, because all the privacy needs to be handled. So I spent equally amount of time at law firms as in the technical departments. But we have a spec now that is live between Bonnier Broadcasting and Telia in Sweden, and Discovery is in the final stage of testing together with Telia, and then the rest is just around the corner.
Okay, so you mentioned the technical side of things and the legal side of things. From the legal side of things, or from a broader perspective, the data side of things, are, regardless of what the current legal requirements are you finding that customers are willing to share a bit of their data in exchange for a better advertising and viewing experience?
Yeah, we just quite funny now, because I was sitting at Bonnier Broadcasting this Friday when GDPR was starting, and we got a few of the complaints to the consents, but everybody else seems to have accepted the way that if I consent to getting my data sent, I will get a little bit better experience. So I believe that this will be accepted.
Right, because they're going to get the ad anyway. It might as well be an ad that's relevant to them.
Exactly. If I should be interrupted watching TV, it might as well be something that I'm interested in instead of something completely different. So.
Right, right. Taking a step back and looking at the bigger picture, what do you see as the biggest opportunities and challenges for the industry as a whole as we move ahead?
The challenges is definitely that's been talked about today as well, the different standards and the different formats and the complexity that creates. For me personally, in my company, it's probably the good thing, because that creates a lot of more work for us. But I think the market needs to align better on how to interpret things and align better on the formats and standards. It's not an easy task, because there are so many factors driving the market, but the complexity that it creates, where we have different formats for codecs, we have different formats for packaging, we have different formats for everything. And not speaking of the new technologies coming in with HDR, 4K, with different technologies and different TV sets supporting different things. So it spreads all the way to the clients and the end users of how hard it is to figure out what to have.
Right. Do you think we're getting to the point now where people in the industry are recognizing that and sort of getting tired of all of this fragmentation and see the need to do that?
Yeah, I hear it more and more often now that we need to start aligning, and also now since streaming and online video is becoming commodity, it's a different. 2 years ago it was an add-on that was we'll fix it with the left hand, but now it's commodity, and now we have the World Soccer coming up. And it will be in June, and it will be weather like this that we have in Oslo now, which means that people will watch the Soccer World Championship from their cabins, from their summer houses, from the beaches. So streaming will be the main distribution model.
Right, right. As I mentioned earlier, this is the first Northern Waves TV event in Oslo. We're a little bit more than halfway through the day. How have you found the event so far?
I think it's been very interesting. It's been a very good mix between business and the technical topics. We got started off with codecs, and we got into a panel discussion about the cooperation, and we've seen some standard discussions. So I think it's been a very good mix of business and technology.
All right, well, thank you very much. Magnus Svensson from Ivan Technologies.
Thank you, Eric.